Okay, so the studio is finally done, and I'm going to do a tour of what everything looks like now. There is going to be two versions of this. This is going to be the more in-depth version where I kind of really talk about the stuff that's here, some of the stuff. And there'll be a short, quick version on the channel as well. So if you don't want to listen to me really explain this stuff, you can go check out that other video, and it's like just quick tour around. So this is Ampland. I try to keep things, a couple of things that everybody's going to use, but everything else I try to make sure I have like weirdo stuff, things that people aren't going to have, because usually bands bring their own gear, their own guitars, their own amps. So I want to have some weird stuff. So these are radios, tube radios from the 1940s, and there's a guy in Lewiston, Maine that takes these old tube radios and converts them into guitar amps. And they sound really cool. They're low wattage. They're kind of like a Fender Champ situation. This one's got an 8-inch speaker in it. This one's got a 12-inch speaker in it. They look really cool. They sound really cool. And then this is kind of bass world right now. I really love PV stuff, so you're going to see a lot of PV stuff. This is a 70s PV bass head, Century. Sounds really cool. It's got a weirdo distortion on it. Not super usable, but pretty cool if you crank the gain. This is just a 1x15 PV cab. And then this is the bass amp that I use on pretty much everything. It's probably my favorite bass amp of all time. It's a Fender Super Bassman. It's got 2 channels, and I mostly live on the overdrive channel because you can make it clean. But it just sounds incredible. It's super loud, all tube. And this is a matching Fender cab. It's a 6x10. Has a tweeter in it. Sounds incredible. And then we got some more PV stuff. This is like a 90s PV 5152. This is a newer PV 6505 Plus. A lot of the bands I record are metal, punk, or hardcore, so got to have this kind of stuff. Yeah, 5150s are obviously great. This is a Mesa cab. It's a 4x12. It's just got V30s in it. Pretty standard. Mesa cab sounds really awesome. Been using it. And then you just got, your tried and true 1960 B cab. Marshall. It's got the original speakers in it. Sounds awesome. Then we got some little stuff over here. The Gorilla amp. I just think it's cool that there's a gorilla face on it. So I've always wanted one. And they kind of sound crappy in a good way. Really cool, clean guitar amp. It's got a Gatorade cap for a foot. So that's pretty cool. Just hot glued a Gatorade cap on there. You can do that anytime. Anytime you lose a foot on your amp, just glue a Gatorade cap on it. And then this is probably my favorite combo amp of all time. It's a 1964 Fender Pro Reverb. Sounds incredible. It's got one of the original speakers in it. The other one died, so it's just got as close as I could get to the original, which I think is it's a Weber Ferromax. Weber Ferromax. Sounds pretty close. The original speaker sounds better, but it's pretty close. Then we just got some odds and ends, little baby amps over here. These are actually really cool, these little Marshall headphone amps. I like to blend these in with the actual, with another guitar amp. Like just as an added texture, or like as a fun little, you have like a really crunchy, nasty sound to blend in with your regular amp sound. So those are cool, got 2 of those. And over here we got another PV, 2 PV 4x12s. Really love PV stuff, it's everywhere, it's easy to find, sounds incredible. These are tall 4x12s, which I love. This is a PV Musician, which is a really cool, loud, solid state head. It's got amazing spring reverb. Yeah, just a cool amp, different. Not everybody's going to have one, so people can try it out. All right, over here is Drumland. Drumland has some Ludwig kits, some hardware. I really like Ludwig, so that's what I collect. That way I don't go too crazy and have 100,000 drums here. This first set is a Blue and Olive badge, 1970s classic. It is crazy sizes, which is why I bought it. This is a 28 by 14 kick drum, which is crazy, and I really love 28s. Just something about the sound. It's a 15-inch rack tom and a 20-inch floor tom. Just a crazy, crazy giant kit. Sounds awesome. Blue and Olive badge, like I said. And then this is probably some of my favorite Ludwig stuff. These are 90s Ludwig Super Classics, and they have, they're like shadow finishes is what they're called. And this one's purple shadow. Really awesome sounding kits, but not everybody loves the finish, especially the emerald, which is like a gross green color, and it fades really, really terribly. Those sound amazing, but you can get them for a good deal because people hate how they look. The purple looks awesome. This is a 26-inch kick, 26 by 16, 16 by 16 floor tom, and under there's a 14 by 13 rack tom, so nice tall rack tom. Really love the sound. And then this was actually the first Ludwig Super Classic that I bought. Same time frame. 90s. This was emerald green. It had the emerald shadow finish, so kind of like the purple one, but this gross green color. And I left it green for a while. I got a smoking deal on it because it's ugly. And people also, when they see these big mock lugs, they are afraid of those. They think they're cheaper for some reason, but they sound incredible. I just got sick of the green and I painted it black, and it came out all right. Refinished it, came out okay. In this case over here, there's a Ludwig Acrolite 1978. Amazing. It's probably the best snare drum ever at Acrolite. I've got a raw brass Ludwig as well, but I think I paid $200 for the Acrolite, and I think the raw brass was close to $800, so do the math. This sounds incredible. Go with the Acrolite. Every studio should have one. And I think that's it for Drum World. Over here we have some keyboards and an organ. This is a Hammond A100. Sounds incredible. I kind of rescued it from almost certain death, and I'm really stoked to have it because it's one of my favorite sounds ever. You know, a Hammond through a Leslie is amazing. It's just a really cool thing to put on any song, every song. I wish I was a better organ player, but I can get by. But I've got a Hammond A100 and a Leslie 147. It sounds incredible. I, for a long time, was collecting these kind of cheap student model keyboards. They're just kids' keyboards from the 80s, but they sound incredible. They're just like a really cool thing you can add to a song as a texture. This is a Casio tone. These are really awesome if you find these brown case ones. This one's a Casio tone 403, which I think is my favorite one. Really cool, like cheesy analog synth sounds. It's got cool, like Napoleon Dynamite style, like a drum machine on it. Sounds incredible. And over here I've got some Yamaha stuff. This is the VSS 200. This is the the sound sampler one, so you can sample your voice and stuff and make all kinds of weirdo sounds. Cool weirdo drum machines on it. This is a PSS 470, and this has a similar chip, like a cheap version of the same chip that's in a DX7, a Yamaha DX7. So that's why I picked up one of these. These are really cool. Again, just a cool texture to add to any song, or for songwriting. You know, you might come up with something cool and help the creative process. And that's pretty much it for keyboard land. I have like a Korg. No, it's not a Korg. It's one of the Yamaha Reface. It's the Rhodes, the Fender Rhodes style Reface. Got that upstairs somewhere in storage. Another Casio tone upstairs. And that's about it. Okay, we're in guitar and bass world. I've got more basses and guitars because I'm a bass player, not a very good guitar player. I've got 2 acoustics. One's in storage right now. It's an Epiphone Frontier. Sounds amazing. This is a really cheap Fender Parlor guitar. I think it was like $175 brand new. So it's like, you know, just a really cheap acoustic. But for some reason I loved how it sounded, so I got it and kept it. This is a 70s Vintera Stratocaster. I try to keep a single coil guitar and a humbucker guitar. Most people bring their own guitars, but I also make my own music, so that's a really cool sounding Strat. I have a Gibson Explorer. Really love that guitar. It's the one I use the most, probably. We've got a lot of P basses. I need to get rid of some of them. This is just a Mexican P bass. This is a parts bass that I put together from Warmoth Parts. It's basically a 51 P bass, but with split coil. Sounds incredible. Probably the bass that we're using the most. And this is one of my favorite basses of all time. It's a Fender Blacktop jazz bass. So it's a jazz bass with 2 P bass pickups instead of jazz bass pickups. Sounds incredible. This is an Epiphone Thunderbird. It's the Vintage Pro. I had a Gibson Thunderbird for a while, and honestly it sounded terrible. And then I picked this up because I really love the shape and I love the sound of a Thunderbird pickup. And this sounds insanely better than my like early 2010-ish, I think is when I got the Gibson. This sounds way better than that. Really incredible. Giant headstock, which is right up my alley. I love that kind of thing. This is a custom bass that I had made for me. It's like a Mosrite copy, like a high flyer. Seeger Guitars, you can check that out. He is a Maine luthier located near me. He makes incredible guitars and basses. Really cool dude. And then over here I have a 5-string. I keep a 5-string on hand. This is an Ibanez ATK. Really cool bass. It's got kind of a Stingray pickup vibe to it. Really cool 5-string bass. And over here, this is where I keep all my guitar pedals. I'll just kind of go through what I think are the coolest ones. I'm not going to go through each one. This is a really cool Drunk Beaver pedals. These guys, this came from Poland. I believe they're a Ukrainian company. This is a rat pedal. It's similar to that JHS pedal that's all the rats in one. That's kind of what this is. It sounds incredible. Plus there's a bat face on it and the eye lights up. Pretty sick. This is the Earthquaker Devices Special Cranker. Amazing sound. Way different than most things. Good on everything. Blues Driver, use all the time. And the Wampler Tumnus, the Tumnus Deluxe, with the old artwork on it, so the lamppost lights up. Pretty sick. They don't make it like that anymore. So if you can find one with a cool lamppost, grab that. And then we have modulation. Here's my favorite, one of my favorite warble sounds right here, the Zfex ZVEX Effects, the Lo-Fi Junkie, Instant Lo-Fi Junkie. Sick pedal, really cool. This is one of my favorite vibrato pedals ever, the Shaker by TC Electronic. Really cool. Got a couple phasers, tremolo, and then the Hall of Fame reverb, because most people that come here, they need like a ton of options, and this has a ton of options, so that's really cool. For a while I was trying to collect all the food series, the Danelectro food series. Kind of gave up on that because people would be selling me ones that were pretty much toast. So I stopped doing that, but this is a really cool slap echo, the BLT. And then down here is just a bunch of utility stuff. Tuners, switches, noise suppressors, equalizer pedals, stuff like that, volume pedal, loopers, all that good stuff, power supply, ABY boxes. That's pretty much it for Guitar World. Okay, let's talk about the console and what we're using for interfaces. This is a 1980s Soundcraft Venue. I didn't really know much about it. I knew that Soundcraft made some cool stuff in the 70s and 80s. And I saw it for a deal, and I thought, well, I'm going to get that and try it out. Got tons of routing options. It's really more of a live board than a console, but so far the pre's sound really good. The EQ sounds really good. If anybody knows more about it, hit me up about these Soundcraft Venues. But so far we're loving it. I've been tracking pretty much everything so far in the new studio using these pre's, and they sound really good. I'm just using a MacBook Pro with Logic. These are KRK V6s, really awesome sounding. I saw Joe Barresi using them, and that's good enough for me. And then for interfaces, we're using these two Tascams are the main interfaces. This is the 208i series, and then this is the Series 8P Dyna is what it's called. It's got a compressor on it. Don't really use the compressor much, but gives me the extra channels. And then just a Focusrite Scarlett Octopre, and they're all ADAT into the back of the Tascam at the top. So I've got 20 channels. Yeah, and it's all can be routed to the patch bay or from the console, and we have been having really good luck with that system. And then I really love microphones. I wish that I had all the money in the world and can collect them all, obviously, like anybody else. And we're starting to collect more as we go. Sure, SM7B, everybody's going to have one. This is the mic locker. We've got a Rode NT1A, lots of 58s, lots of 57s. Really cool old Electro Voice RE55. Really awesome room sound mic for drums. I used to have two, one wasn't working. I sent it away to get repaired, and someone stole it out of the mail, so that's cool. But really cool drum room mic. If anybody has another one of these laying around, let me know. They've shot up in price recently. Cascade Fathead, one of my favorite ribbon microphones. The best overhead microphones of all time, the AKG C451E, 451E. They're amazing. I try to keep weirdo stuff around all the time. Lots of weird mics. This is just an an old A-static mic. Really cool vintage sound. A couple microphones that I built just from old speakers. And I think that's really it for that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's all the cool stuff there. We'll go into the workshop. It's where we fix stuff. Just fixed this PV Classic VTX series. Really cool amps. Again, they're like sleeper amps. They're cheap. They last forever. They're easy to fix. They sound incredible for what they are. We've used this amp a ton. We've used it on like 3 or 4 different records, so pretty cool. Yeah, just boring stuff in here, tools, all that kind of thing. And that's it. That's pretty much it. We'll go up to the attic and look at some of the storage. Okay, we're in the attic. I can't stand up because we're in the attic, but we have all the drum overflow, PA speakers, things that we don't use all the time, cables, extra power strips. I have a bunch of old big bass drums because I'm crazy. This is a 30-inch Slingerland. It's my one non-Ludwig drum. Over there I've got the old school, it's the xylophone that would have come with the Acrolite in the student kit in the 70s. And this is a Ludwig, 70s Ludwig Scotch bass drum. So it's a 28 by 11. Amazing sounding kick drum. This is a really cool custom snare that came with the purple Super Classic downstairs in the studio. This is like a crazy giant drum. It's 14 by 10. Really awesome sounding big snare drum. Sounds amazing. And then over there, under here, we've got a giant concert bass drum, 36-inch. Another 70s Ludwig. Really cool. Good for sound effects, things like that. Cases, overflow, extra mics, speakers. That's about it. And that's everything, I think. Okay, that is the whole studio. If you have any questions, just leave a comment. If you like what you see, give it a like. We're going to try and put out more videos now that the studio is finally finished. But I'm super busy, so they won't be all the time. But try to do more how-to videos, more gear demos, and we'll go from there. Thanks.